champagne and caviar surface, as pure water with gari are replaced. The garden too, well trimmed, with our she oaks, spruce and neat. Our image also we try to redeem, for we change into clothes which for once befit. We pound our furniture till smithereens of dust are untimely released. But amidst all the dust and haze, I think to myself, why not just leave things as they used to be? But my father is brusquely killed, legions of dust the culprits. So I'll move on and let things be. Just the way they want it to seem, and then simply await our August visitor, who will never know how things really are. Once he's come and gone away from here. Thank you.
That's brilliant. And now we're going to move on to the woman with the earrings. Tessa Kate Lowe. Thank you.
Taking the lead from you, Jude. This is one of the first things probably I ever wrote, and I'm revisiting, and I still quite like it. It's called A Square Peg. Can you hear me? I should have a mic. A square peg. What does a square peg look like? What does a square peg do? What could a square peg do in a round hole? A round hole. What does a round hole want? What does a round hole need with a square peg? Need from a square peg? Is there any point at all to the square's points in the round hole? Or is the marriage inevitably doomed to loneliness and frustration? Can the square peg ever become rounded enough to fit into the round hole? Should, could, should, ought the square peg ever even try to become rounded enough to attempt to fit into a round hole? What can the square peg possibly have to do with the round hole? Nothing? Anything? Something? Perhaps? Perhaps the square peg has to learn from the round hole to soften its edges? Perhaps the square peg has to learn from the round hole to accept itself, as the round hole accepts itself. Perhaps. To learn to know what it is to be a square peg and come to like what it knows. Perhaps. Perhaps the square peg has to learn from the round hole to conjoin itself with other square pegs, and not to keep trying to fit into, to be accepted by, to change its shape, to alter and become destroyed by trying so hard to become a round hole. Perhaps the square peg has to learn to love and appreciate the other's roundness and its own squareness, the other's wholeness and its own pegness. Peg, peg, peg away, pegging away, doggedly, doggedly pegging away, trying to be a square peg in a round hole. Peg, peg, pegging away, trying to get the round hole to see that being a round hole is just what it really doesn't want to be, but it does, and to be and to stay being. No wonder it doesn't welcome into its safe enclosure, into its safe round wholeness, a square peg, 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 pegging away. Pegs. What are pegs for? Holding things down, but letting them fly. Pegs. What are pegs for? Pegging things down and making them cry. Pegs. What are pegs for? Keeping things safe and helping them dry. The peg and the hole both have the power to save and destroy, each in its own particular way. Each has something to learn from the other about saving and destroying, about their power to either save or destroy the other, and therefore themselves. The square peg and the round hole with a capital R and a capital S will never learn from one another, or from anyone else probably, but with a small R and a small S, they possibly might.
I believe
project, darling? Can you
Can you hear me at the back?
Yes.
A bit louder.
It's just a little piece from Don Giovanni, and it's one of the arias where the fiancé has tried to go off with the Don and now has to woo her fiancé back. It doesn't have a title. The blood-red sun reflects in your angry eyes. Eyes that see what you suppose is my deceit, the desertion of my love for you. Eyes that only 1 hour ago glowed crimson with passion for me, your fiancé. Eyes that held me firm, drew me to your open lips, now prick me with mistrust. See only my dishonor, my misdemeanor, the demise of my love for you. I tell you, Masetto, he did not lay a finger on my lips. Did not caress my cheeks with his soft hands. Did not lace his fingers through my hair, play feathery notes along my neck. He made no move to cup my breast in his hot hands and tell me how he longed to taste the sweetness they contained within. His strong arms did not pull me to his hard chest, and I did not feel the rapid beating of his heart, nor did his fiery breath scorch my skin. You need not fear for one moment that I thought of stepping into the promises he made of living in his mansion, of being my love till the ends of time, till my plump flesh withered, the luster in my hair dulled, the sparkle in my eyes dimmed. My children, big and strong and beautiful. No, no, my darling Masetto, I remained faithful to you and longing for our marriage, living in the security of your arms in our apartment in the block. But you are unconvinced. What can I do to induce you? If I cannot persuade you, then do your worst. Take the truth from me. Beat me, my burning, blistering Masetto. Release your rage, your wrath, your disbelief. Let my face feel your fear. Plunge your teeth into my breast and satisfy your suspicion. Pummel me here. Slap the residues of your misgivings into me. I shall stand here like a lamb, waiting for your blows. I will let you pull out my hair. Wrap your fingers round each twisted strand. Curl and coil till I call out your name. Masetto! Masetto! Tear out my eyes. Pluck them from their sockets. Unless you can see reflected in them the deceit and the dishonor that you accuse me of. Then, when you are satisfied, I shall be happy. Happy to kiss your strong, firm hands. Wrap my finger, tongue around each finger. Oh, my darling. I see you have no heart to perform violence on your dear, sweet, truthful Zerlina. Oh, my love. My love. Oh, my life. Let me show you the delights that are yours, and let you taste the nectar that lines my honey grove. Come, Masetto.
Just one word. Wow. Thank you very much. Fidencio. Lovely. And I think now we've got Michael.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. I've got Michael George written down. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Do you want to microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, right? I didn't expect this kind of situation. I thought we was going to have a practice run with Rangers Without Borders.
That's next week, Michael.
So I'll do something for you, quite simple. This one's called Earth is One Big Seed. The earth is one big seed. It has every nation's need. In this year, how I see, without you, there would be no me. We are one, you and I. So none living could ever die. And as I give thanks and praise, from the depths I was raised. We are one of a kind. No, not simply of the mind, but the life we are buying. A most beautiful, beautiful family. So let's give thanks and praise, O child of the universe, but life has a lot to show you. Because if it didn't, you'd not be here.
We've got a dance from you, I think. Yes, a sort of poetic dance. I'm going to actually, but actually, my friend Paul Davis is at the back there. I feel that Paul is part of the group in a way in Birmingham because over the last year I've been mentoring poets on my boat. In fact, Shirley is one of the people I've been mentoring, and I asked Paul to come today because actually he is representative of that group that don't actually meet together, if you see what I mean. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, but anyway.
People that you mentor, yes?
Yeah, people that I mentor. So I'm going to ask him to come up and do a poem, please. Thank you. Shall I be bag monitor? Yeah. When I met Paul for the first time, actually he'd never read any of his poetry in public, and actually you're doing quite a lot of that now, aren't you?
I'm trying my best.
Yeah, it's good. Anyway, if you can give us a poem, darling.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. As it's a Sunday, and this used to be a religious country, I will give you a poem called Prayers. And what makes you so special that you say God hears your prayers? If that's the case, please tell me why there is no end to tears of screaming infants who have lost their parents through civil wars and strife, the husband with no food to give his starving kids or wife. If you are truly special, and God can always hear your prayers, why is life so unequal and injustice often flares? Where is the power and intervention to end this awful contradiction? Will God honor faith of those who seek Him? Are we destined all for life so grim? If you are special, really true, the world depends, relies on you.
Thank you. And I think over the last year I've mentored 22 poets over the year, and it's been one of the most rewarding and fantastic things because actually each person has been very different, and where they've been on their sort of poetic journey has been very different, and it's been an absolute privilege and an honour actually to work with them. It's been brilliant. Anyway, now I don't think we have more men.
I am Keisha Diamond.
Right, okay. There you are.
Okay. Hi everybody, are you feeling good? Yeah. Okay, well as it's Sunday, we're going to do a little sing-song first. Thank you for pointing that out. And I will need the space, so as we do a little sing-song, can you just give a round cardholders as they move their chairs just to the side. Okay, so after me, I love my life, it's wonderful.
I love my life, it's wonderful.
I'm wealthy in so many ways.
I'm wealthy in so many ways.
I love my life, it's wonderful.
I love my life, it's wonderful.
I'm wealthy in so many ways.
I'm wealthy in so many ways.
I love my life, it's wonderful.
I love my life, it's wonderful.
I'm wealthy in so many ways.
I'm wealthy in so many ways.
Give yourself a round of applause.
Oh, yeah!
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm going to do a poetic piece which has dance movement, and so I need a bit of space, so thank you very much. And this is called Dancing with Life. I dance with life. A beautiful tango. A racing waltz. A twirl in a ballet. A leap into love's hands. One palm on the small of my back. A whisper of graciousness. A hard rocking hip hop, hey ho. A quick step to the beat as it tickles and glides beneath my feet. Crash, bang, wallop. As I get up once again and dust myself. A sweet, bluesy drift. In the nighttime air, melodies sweeping past my face. An embracement, tongues in cheek, an extraordinary and uncombined leap into danger. It seems. But within the eye, there is a gleam. Perspective shift. Perfect. Snowflake fall. Softly I lay. Ready to dance again into a whole new day. Woo! Thank you.
To finish with, thank you very much to all our poets. Can we give them all a round